Stay tuned for the biggest fish, the hottest bites, this week here on In-Depth Outdoors.
Oh, yes, big walleye! Super taker! Big fish. Oh my goodness. Man, monster bite.
We're headed to the best fisheries across the upper Midwest and Canada. We'll fish longer, explore unfished bodies of water, and go further off the beaten path in search of the hottest bites in fresh water.
Got him. All right.
That's what smallmouth fishing is all about right there.
This is In-Depth Outdoors.
Good morning, everyone. James Holst here with In-Depth Outdoors. Today's show goes out to all those bass guys out there that are struggling to get themselves through the midwinter blues. We've got snow piled up pretty high out there yet. Most guys are still ice fishing. So this show should help deal with that very strong desire to get out there in the boat. And one of the questions I get as the host of this show all the time is, if I was going to go fish one location for a particular species, where would I go? That's what this show answers today. If I was going to pick one destination to go fish smallmouth bass, it would be Washington Island, out in Door County, Wisconsin. And when I come to that area, there's one guy I love to fish with. That's Paul Delaney, Late Eyes Guide Service. And what makes this area so special? Well, it's pretty simple. Obviously, the fish are going to be big. If it's going to be my #1 favorite place to fish smallmouth, they're going to be big fish. 2, scenery is spectacular. High bluffs, beautiful shorelines, and really not that much shoreline development. 3, the water clarity. There is just something spectacular and mesmerizing about fishing this area. The water is so clear. Very often it feels like on a calm day you're floating in air above the bottom of the lake versus being on the water. And what I love about fishing this area, it's very simple. It combines hunting and fishing. You get to spot and stalk every fish you're going to catch. You see that fish, cast to it and catch it, and do it all with your sight. Electronics in this area really don't come into play because most of the fishing is done in such shallow, clear water. And the fish are, as I mentioned, very, very big. So I think you're going to love this show. For all you bass guys out there that just cannot wait to get out on the boat, maybe this show will help put a destination on the bucket list for you this year. If you're thinking about a trip for big smallmouth bass, definitely be thinking about Door County, Washington Island, and maybe even fishing with Paul Delaney. So stick around. I think you're going to love today's show. Good fish, Paul.
Got him?
Good fish, yep.
Good.
It is huge. Paul's technique is just get high in the bow and motor around quick. Nice. And use your eyes. I mean, it's just like being in the Caribbean. The water is so clear here. We came up this channel, saw 3 great big huge smallmouth up on the shallows, marked the spot, turned around. I made my first cast and this fish just inhaled the bait.
You know, this water has such potential for fish like this. And I don't know, disrespect to this fish, there's even bigger fish in these waters.
Yeah.
But they don't come every day and they don't come in all the areas. I think we found a small spot here with some in them.
Well, there's the taste of my thumb.
What a nice fish.
That is a nice smallmouth. I just love coming here.
Yeah, well, that's what it's about.
What a giant.
What a great fish. I'm going to guess the fish maybe 18, 19 inches.
You know, what you would call probably an average fish. I mean, this is just huge.
It is, and it's the girth, it's the thickness, it's the roundness of the fish. You know, just great quality fish. And just, you know, like that other spot we were just in, had a lot of smaller fish in them. You know, sometimes you just need to break the mold and just get out and find these bigger fish. And well, we found some here.
I'm gonna put this fish back. Just a great start to our day.
He ate it. Got him. Got him.
You earned that one, buddy.
He ate it. I mean, I don't know how much more exciting it can get. I've mentioned I'll take these smallmouth under any conditions. I'll catch them on any type of bait. But to be able to see them in the shallow water, pitch to them, and see them pick up your bait, who can not like that? What a dandy. And I'm telling you, how exciting is that? Saw that fish sitting down there. We threw at him twice. He kind of made some circles around the bait. Let that bait flutter down to the bottom. Twitched it twice. And he came back and just ate it. It doesn't get any more exciting than that for me. And that's on that wacky worm there. In the clear water, they could see that bait coming from such a long distance. And if we could see some of these fish further away, I think we could make more accurate casts to them. But we don't see them until we're right up on them here. And We're using these stick worms. This is a Yum, 6-inch Yum stick worm, and we're hooking those onto a 1/0 owner hook. This particular hook was designed for whacking worming. It's got a little bit wider gap, that way you can get the worm on there and still have enough hook point exposed to be able to hook your fish. Just taking these worms, hooking them right mid-body, coming through, leaving enough hook exposure there that when those fish do bite, there's enough point there that you can go ahead and penetrate and get a good hook set. That hook is being tied onto 8-pound monofilament. In this clear water, I prefer to use the clear monofilament. You know, there's a number of different monofilaments out there, dark green and stuff like that. I just prefer the clear for the visibility factor. We've got that spooled onto a Shimano Symmetry, a 2500, and that's on a 7-foot medium action rod. Fast tip, but medium power. And that's really all you need to do to be well equipped to come out here and fish for these smallmouth using this presentation.
A pair of innovative designs meet proven fish-catching colors. The result, Fish and Tackle's Authentex Plastics. The Moxie, with its thin profile, beefy belly, and long tail, moves and vibrates at slow speeds more than any other plastic on the market today. The perfect cure for cold front walleye. The Pulsar features a paddle tail that twitches and kicks seductively when fished super slow, producing more body movement than any other paddle tail style bait. Find them online at bfishandtackle.com before your fishing buddies do.
This just in. Search now over for one suspect found hiding under a brush pile. Suspect was taken into custody and released this afternoon. Officials credit the apprehension to the new Markham underwater camera technology, which found and caught the suspect.
Markham has really taken the lead with their on-screen displays for temperature, depth, and direction, helping you get to the fish quicker.
In other news, a missing walleye was captured today, once again caught red-handed on a Markham camera. Stay tuned for more news from the Markham Underwater Network, where we seek, find, and capture the lake's most wanted.
Back on the hunt.
We're hunting.
I'm gonna get us back kind of towards that original line that we took out of here.
Should be right in here.
Yep. You know, in these days of modern technology, $3,000 fish finders, side imaging, which of course works wonderful. Sometimes just the eyeballs are the best thing.
Can't beat the good old eyeballs, that's right. Now, you know, if we were sitting in stark stained water, this would be not bad. We would never know these fish were here.
Well,
then we would have to rely on our electronics for seeing these depth changes and whatnot.
They just stick out like a sore thumb. I mean, there's just no way for them to be missed. When you're that black up on this, you know, the water color, I guess, if you gave it any color, would be kind of a yellow. There's no way for them to be missed. I can see why they're down in here. I mean, it's just such a nice, natural funnel. You got this deep water, sticks, I mean, what would you say? 300 yards down into the flat, like a little channel?
Yeah, about that, yeah. You know, it's the differences that are going to do it. I mean, we've got just acres and acres of 1.5 feet of water to the left and acres of it to the right, and you've got these small, this isn't the only one here, but we've got these small depressions, and they're just little funnels, and it's what the fish are using, just something a little bit different compared to the rest of their surroundings here.
Fish.
Fish, good job. All right, good one?
Yep. I just love the head shakes on these fish.
Oh yeah, that's a good fish.
Yep, he's gonna jump.
Oh, big
giant.
One. That's what we're after.
Will you grab that hibernate for me?
Certainly can.
That is
yeah.
a big fish.
You can tell a lot when you set the hook. It's just a whole different head shake there.
Hardly even moves.
Right.
We have caught fish within eyesight, you know, where we can see them from the boat, but most everything we're catching is bomb cast, and right at the beginning of that cast, woof, that is a big smallie, just barely hooked in the corner of its mouth. If that thing got off, I wouldn't be surprised. It's not hooked all that great.
There we go.
Thank you.
You bet. What a dandy.
Let me at him.
What a super nice fish.
Look at that.
Great job. Like I said, just barely hooked there.
It is good to be us today, bud.
It is. That it is.
Right in the corner of the mouth. Tremendous.
It is.
Tremendous fish.
Real good fish. Yeah.
You're a spoiled man.
Well,
not in a bad way, in a good way.
That's right. That's right.
We'll let this one go.
Yeah. No, feel blessed every day.
Well, you better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to remind you how lucky you are to have this right here. This fish wants to go. There you go. I was gonna make him earn it. Very cool, buddy. Big
Darky,
black?
Yeah, blackie. Blackie.
Oh, big
blackie.
one.
Oh, it's a big blackie. Now this one, this is one of those fish that I didn't see. Just kind of made a pitch up here right to that edge. We mentioned earlier, we're just kind of following this edge. It's not much of a change. It's going from 1.5 feet to maybe 3 feet of water right here, and just made a long cast out there. That worm just hit the water, loaded up, and that fish was on it. Okay, here he comes. Wake up! Yeah. Oh, he's barely hooked. Ah, got him. Look at that. There we go. Now we're talking. That's what it's all about right there. Big Lake Michigan, Door County smallmouth. Just threw up to that edge, didn't see this fish. We've been seeing a lot of our fish here today, but I did not see this fish. Just made a super, super long cast out there. And as soon as that worm hit the water, that line just did a twitch and went, set the hook. And you're not always going to feel the bites. You know, there's things that you want to pay attention to, and that's watching your line. Anything that's different on the end of your rod, something feels a little different, feels like there's a little bit of weed, go ahead and set the hook. A lot of times your end result's going to be a big smallmouth like this. Let's go ahead and put that one back, and I can't overemphasize how important it is to release these fish. This is a very, very old fish. That's a dandy. We just had a smallmouth here alongside the boat here, and I thought I'd mention here, he just spit up this alewife real fresh. He had just been eating this. This is a very abundant food source here on the Great Lakes, whether it's Lake Michigan, Lake Superior. It's a very abundant food source, and this time of the year, a lot of these alewives are making their way into the shallow water. They're coming in here to spawn, and a lot of the smallmouth in here are using these. It's not the only available food source. You know, there's gobies in here, there's shiners, spot-tail shiners, whatnot, but this is a very readily available food source right now, and you know, if you notice that, it's a great idea if you can match that. So, you know, when you're seeing stuff like this is about a 3-inch alewife here. So what I would do if you were using a jerk bait of some sort, like a Rapala husky jerk, like a number 9 or a number 11, blue and silver, black and silver would be an ideal match to that. If you were using Sinkos like we're using right now, then maybe you might want to go to a black and silver or a white, something that's simulating the same color as what they're eating there. They kind of get dialed into that, and they get used to eating that. So sometimes by matching exactly what they're eating, it can you know, give you the advantage of having a few more fish that day.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is awesome.
Got them on?
Yep, sure do. They're so strong, Paul.
Yes.
You know, we've got more wind now.
Yep.
We got a line of clouds coming in. I don't know if the camera caught that, but
especially in the shallow water, when you get those bigger winds, it starts creating more noise. It starts moving minnows around, the gobies start moving. Just puts them in a whole different mood as opposed to real flat and still water.
Nice
He's a good
jump.
fish. He's a real good fish.
Paul, I laugh because this is just awesome fun. Come here, buddy. I'm just gonna let you go. Got him. Look at
Nice
that.
fish. Real nice fish.
I love this place.
You know, like we might have mentioned this earlier, these fish will, with the right conditions, these fish will stay in the shallow water all summer long.
Really?
You know, some people think, well, it gets too warm, fish are going to retreat to deep water, and some will. But there will always be some fish that are up in the shallow water.
I love that. I want to come back and fish topwater sometime.
We will.
Hey, buddy. I told you I was just going to exercise you a little bit. Yeah, you're ready to go, aren't you? Hurt nothing but his pride.
Hello, I'm Dave Markworth. I'd like to introduce you to the Skeeter Boat Center in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. At the Skeeter Boat Center, we carry the Midwest's largest selection of Skeeter fishing boats, all at prices you can afford. And we offer test drives on most models in stock. Our highly trained staff will provide you the personalized service that you deserve. So check us out at SkeeterBoatCenter.com, where our goal is to help you have fun fishing.
At Skeeter Boats, our passion for turning great ideas into even better fishing boats has produced an unmatched lineup of models intended to fit the way you fish. Like the WX series, designed to handle big water and tough conditions, including the new MX 1825, built from the ground up to be the ultimate 18-foot fishing boat, and Skeeter Bass boats, setting the standard for speed and fishability. Skeeter, engineered like no other.
Oh, this is a big fish, Paul. I could do this for weeks on end. Strong fish. I'm hopeful that I can retake the big fish status here, Paul. I think you nipped me there.
Let's just go for a 21-inch fish.
Now you'll get an occasional 22, You ever hit 23 inches out here?
I have, my biggest fish is just short of 23 inches. 22 and a half, 22 and 3/4 is the longest fish that I've personally, but they're here.
That's an amazingly big fish. I gotta switch to this side. Drag me completely around the boat. I don't know, Paul, this one feels stronger, bigger than the last few anyway.
You know, they've all got that great attitude. They're all strong fish.
Troopers. Oh, what an awesome fish.
That is a dandy fish.
This might be my biggie for the day. Come here, sweet girl. Look at that.
What a dandy. What a stud.
That is one of those you're not going to be able to thumb like that for very long. It's a heavy, heavy fish. I'm going to grab a pliers, pop that fish loose. I mean, seriously, I can hardly, that fish is so heavy.
Right.
What is so impressive is it's got such a big mouth. Yeah, easy cheesy. Let's get that fish back. She fought like an absolute champ.
What a great fish.
This is awesome.
Gosh, do they ever fight, huh? I don't know if we've kept track to how many fish we've caught here today, but they've all just been super, super nice fish, and this is nothing short of anything that we've caught today. Oh, there they are in front of us, James, right in front of us.
That's where I'm fishing.
Right out here.
I see him now. This could get crazy.
You sassy little dog. There he is, I see him right there. He just took it again. Got him. Good fish, good head shakes.
It's a big smallie.
He's a blackie, so as long as he's a blackie, he qualifies as a good fish.
Holy smokes, buddy. You want me to assist with the net?
Yeah, maybe. I think he's a good fish. I just don't know how he's hooked, you know. Look at how slick that is. Well, let's try to fill that one up there. There we go. That's a dandy. Look at how thick that fish is.
Pretty much have to turn the net at an angle to get that one out of there.
That's a prime specimen. That's what Door County smallmouth fishing is all about right there. I mean, we are blessed to have such a true trophy fishery. We have had a tremendous amount of nice fish here this morning, but this by far is one of our bigger fish. But believe it or not, these waters have bigger fish in them. You know,
we're seeing them.
You betcha we are. I mean, we're seeing gigantic, big black marks out there. What a great specimen. What a great fish. You really can't go wrong with these little light worms that we're using, throwing them out there in that shallow water. And some fish were getting real close to the boat. Other fish are, you know, long casts out there, but Door County is alive and well with these big trophy smallmouth. Spring, summer, fall, we've got great opportunities at a lot of big fish.
Pliers?
Yeah, you had that one in there a little bit. Get that hook out of him. There we go. What a great fish. You know, I don't know what the fish weighs. We're not going to weigh it, but I'm going to guess he's 20 inches. He's a 20-inch fish, and generally that fish is going to be very heavy for, if not, you know, 5-pound fish. Just a quality fish.
Congrats, man.
The larger the fish tend to be a little bit darker, and in this clear water, we see those big dark fish. And we've been fortunate today to be able to cast to a few of those fish and have them eat. What a great fish. Isn't gonna be the biggest fish I hope today, but it's been a great start to this day, and can't wait to get out there and try for a bigger one here.
Nobody should ever have to apologize for a 5-pound small being the biggest fish of the day, buddy.
Apology taken back.
You know, it's so cool to be able to sight fish these big smallmouth, but at the same time, there are some downsides. These fish are incredibly spooky, and very often the techniques that work the best will be very finesse presentations, like these, you know, wacky rigged stick worms. It doesn't get much more finesse than that. We've got a little high cloud cover coming in now, but earlier it was just, you know, crystal clear blue skies. Under those conditions, these fish just aren't going to chase artificial baits very often.
Yeah, that's why some wind is my best friend. I don't mind sun, I don't mind clouds, but you just need something to break that up. Noise and visibility.
A pair of innovative designs with proven fish-catching colors. The result, Fish and Tackle's Authentex Plastics. The Moxie, with its thin profile, beefy belly, and long tail, moves and vibrates at slow speeds more than any other plastic on the market today. The perfect cure for cold front walleye. The Pulsar features a paddle tail that twitches and kicks seductively when fished super slow, producing more body movement than any other paddle tail style bait. Find them online at bfishandtackle.com before your fishing buddies do.
Hello, I'm Dave Markworth. I'd like to introduce you to the Skeeter Boat Center in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. At the Skeeter Boat Center, we carry the Midwest's largest selection of Skeeter fishing boats, all at prices you can afford. And we offer test drives on most models in stock. Our highly trained staff will provide you the personalized service that you deserve. So check us out at SkeeterBoatCenter.com, where our goal is to help you have fun fishing.
He's back, he's back, he's back, he's back, he's back. Got him.
Did that one come back and get you again?
He grabbed it, he dropped it. All I did was just drop it right back down, and he picked it up again. You can lose a percentage of fish if you take it in, reel it in, and think, you know, that fish is gone. Just let it drop it right back in front of him. And if he doesn't take it, a lot of times there's another fish that's with him that will take it. And you know what, James? It feels like another nice one.
You know, when we come out and we got one day to fish and film together, you definitely know how to produce.
Well, I don't know. Neither one of us counted all the fish that we caught today, but we definitely caught a good number of fish. He's going to jump here for us.
We already know what we're going to call the show. It's a spot and stalk smallmouth show.
The shallow, clear water gives you the ability to do that. You know, if we had any kind of stain to this, we wouldn't be seeing those fish there. There, we got them. Just another super, super nice Lake Michigan fish. Like we said, we don't know how many of these fish we caught today, but you know, and we've had some smaller fish, but this is just representing a lot of the quality of the fish that we had today. And you know, I'm just gonna guess maybe that fish is 18 inches in the heavy 3-pound class. And here's something I might want to point out here. You know, being that we're on Lake Michigan here, it looks to be that this fish has a lamprey scar. You know, years ago, lampreys were a big problem here in Lake Michigan. The state has done a lot of control with them. There's still some out there, but you could notice right there that this fish at one time did have a lamprey on him there. But just another quality Door County smallmouth, and it's just been such a blast out here. I've just had so much fun today, and you know, we've caught a lot of fish, and the most exciting thing is seeing these fish and stalking them down and casting to them and seeing them hit. Just a great fish. Let's get this one back in the lake. You know, wind direction and wind speed is sometimes real critical to setting these areas up for these fish to come in here. A lot of times if there's no wind on here, these fish will get real spooky in this clear water, and they just simply won't come up onto these shallows. So not only having the wind, but certain wind directions for areas that you're going to be fishing is critical. Earlier in the day we didn't have as much wind in here. We were seeing these fish, they were cruising, they were far away from the boat. They weren't quite in the mood like they are here this afternoon. So being that we could see all these fish here this morning without the wind, we knew the areas that they were hanging in. So as the wind picked up, they weren't quite as aware of their surroundings with the noise and the visibility breakup. So we were able to come back into these areas that we knew. We marked them, put some GPS spots. We were able to stay back away from them and maximize our catch here today by knowing that those fish were there, knowing that those winds picked up, and we came in there and just kept the boat away and kept our baits right in those areas that we saw those fish in. So watch your wind directions and know the flats and stuff that you're going to be fishing, and maximize the areas where you've got your wind coming in there.
Got him.
All right, right
this
in
is a
that
nice
same
fish.
spot.
Yep. You know what Paul's found here is just a little isolated pocket of larger boulders right along the edge of those sand flats, and these fish just pile up on that significant structure. There's lots of rocks in here, but most of them are pretty small.
Yeah, but they're relating to those bigger ones. You know,
Absolutely,
it's not a big area there, but every time we come by those bigger boulders, we're seeing them. So now we've been able to back off and stay away, keep the boat out there, make good long casts in there, and hey, you got another one.
This is a nice fish. You know, we've got a little bit more wave action, so we're not seeing the fish quite as easily as we did in the past. You know, we're still seeing a lot of these fish just underneath the surface. They're kind of cruising around. Oh, this is a nice one.
It certainly is.
But I did not see this fish when he hit.
You know, fortunately this morning when we didn't have as much wind, we were able to locate these spots. And now with the wind, we know that they're there and we can set up on them.
Making hay. Come here, brother. I should know better. He's not going to be done yet. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. They're so powerful. I mean, I'm trying to lock down on him to keep him from taking off again.
What another great fish. We have definitely got into some dandy fish here today, James.
I couldn't expect anything more, Paul. I mean, there's nothing left to do that we didn't do today.
You know, and no disrespect to these fish at all, but there are bigger fish in these waters, but these have been some great quality fish that we've been able to catch here today.
There it is. Yeah.
What another super nice fish. I don't know what else to say. I mean, we've caught so many of them.
This is one of the best days of smallmouth fishing I've ever had.
It's been an honor for me to be here with you, and it's just been a great time.
You know, for somebody that wants to come out and fish Washington Island, you got two choices. Who you're going to fish with? Obviously, I'm going to recommend Paul Delaney, lateeyesportfishing.com. And the second decision is, are you going to come out here to Washington Island in your own boat, or are you going to take the ferry? You know, for guys with a little bit smaller boat, take the ferry. Gets you across the big water, sets you up to be able to come out, fish these shallow protected areas in Washington Island and get into great fish just like this one. I'm gonna let this one go. Here she goes. That one's waiting for you when you get here.
For more info on the latest fish reports, gear recommendations, and hottest techniques, connect with us online at indepthoutdoors.com or follow us on Facebook at In-Depth Outdoors. And if you enjoyed today's show, be sure to let our sponsors know.